RELAC, National Contact Point for Cluster 3, which is Civil Security for Society, and Cluster 4, Digital Industry and Space. And I would like to welcome you with my other colleagues, Lily, Tamara, and Isabel, for our webinar on our support schemes. So we are the Framework Program Unit. We are one of the units within the Xjenza Malta agency, which is actually mandated to promote and act as the national contact point for Horizon Europe. As national contact points, we are here to obviously spread awareness about the program, which is the largest research innovation program coming from the European Union. So apart from this kind of events, we do even info days, workshops. We assist you throughout the journey in the participation of the program. But apart from that, we have also a formal role of program committee members where we actually put forward any feedback related and coming from our ecosystem in terms of innovation for the topics for the upcoming work programs. Just to give you a little bit of an overview, we are currently in the last cycle of the program. The actual work programs for 26 and 27 are out. And today we are going to go over our support schemes that have been being run for the last years. And we also noticed that during the running of these schemes, we also noticed very positive results in terms of participation. So next slide, Lily. So obviously this is a slide that you know about now. It is something that we use at our every event and workshops. And this is the program. As I said, now we are in this life cycle. It started in 21, it's gonna end in 2027. The format is that there are like four major areas. Pillar 1 is mostly focused on fundamental research and even mobility of researchers and creating research teams as well, while the bulk of the budget is in the second pillar, which is mostly focused on the thematic areas under the different work programs. Then if you are more inclined to activities coming from the private sector, like startups and SME and anything which is very disruptive, usually you find activities under Pillar 3. And finally, there's the widening part, which is there to support any country that is actually lagging behind when it comes to research innovation compared to the other European counterparts. Next slide, please. Some information on our participation. I just checked the actual budget that we were able to get in the first 5 years of the program. Malta is currently at 60 million mark. Just last year alone, we got around 9 million euros in terms of projects signed. So this is a very good result till date. We hope that we're gonna exceed even this event by the end of the program. And in terms of support schemes, we allocate around 200K every year. Last year, we went a little bit over and we granted around 235,000. And we supported the following applicants. So we had 31 applications under HiPass, 3 applications under ERC, 20 applications under PF20, 1 application under AIC scheme, and 7 under Net2G. So without further ado, I would like to welcome now Lily so that we can go into the details of each support schemes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Good morning, everyone. My name is Lily Kankaya, and I'm the national contact point for ERC and MSCA. ERC stands for European Research Council and MSCA for Marie Skłodowska-Curie Actions. And today I'm going to present you 3 of the 5 support schemes that we have for 2026. As Mark said, we have a budget of around 200,000 euros from the national budget in order to help you, to assist you to apply for Horizon Europe. So the 5 support schemes are HiPass, PF20, ERC support scheme, EAC support scheme, and Net2HE. So we today are going to present each one of them in more detail. To start with HiPass, HiPass stands for Horizon Internalization Partnership Award Scheme. And previously, this was known as iPass Plus, so it started quite many years ago. But in the last few years, we renamed it and we enhanced also the budget that is available for it. So what is HiPass? HiPass supports Maltese coordinators that aim to apply for any Horizon Europe call, okay, including partnerships which Malta participates in. And the aim here is that you hire an external proposal writer, someone who will help you, who will assist you to draft the proposal, review the proposal, submit the proposal, in order to have a better success rate in the program. So we have three cutoffs this year. The first one, so the call is already open. You can find all the documents on our Xjenza Malta webpage. I included the link here in the slides. You will receive all the slides after the presentation, including the recording, so you will be able to access everything. We have three cutoffs. The first one is 30th March. Second one is 19 June, and the final deadline when the scheme will close is 13th November. So how does it work? The funding is up to 8,000 euros, including VAT, of which you can also use maximum 1,000 euros for graphic designer. So you can hire external consultant, proposal writer, and also a graphic designer. That could be a separate company. Where these external consultants, proposal writers, and graphic designers are placed does not matter. It's open for companies that are based in Malta, but also in Europe and even around the world. So we do not have any limitation about it. What is one exception that we have is that the funding is up to 2,500 euros for one of the Horizon Europe calls, which it is much shorter in terms of proposal length, which is only 10 pages. So this is the MSCA postdoctoral fellowship call, and the funding is up to 2,500 euros in terms of getting the consultant. What is important is that the service provider is not going to be part of the project, okay, so not being officially a beneficiary or associated partner. And you will have 1 year to implement all the activities. So there will be a grant agreement that will be signed after the external evaluation. And then you have 1 year to actually hire the consultant, work with the consultant, pay them, and obtain all the documents which are necessary for the reimbursement. Okay, so we work with reimbursement. There is no pre-financing. Once we receive all the documents, which is a final report based on a template that we have, it's very simple, nothing complicated. But then you need to include the supporting documents, which include the proof that you have submitted the proposal to the funding and tenders portal, which could be a screenshot or an email or the actual proposal that you have submitted the call in time, okay, so within the deadline. Then you need to also provide us with the invoices, receipts, anything that is proving that you actually hired this consultant and paid within this 1 year time frame. The external evaluation, so we are sending this once we receive your proposals within the cutoffs deadline, we are reviewing administratively, and then we are sending to external evaluators for their review and scores. And the external evaluation is based on excellence of the proposed project idea, proven track record of the consultancies, of the proposal writer companies, because we want to see that you actually work with a company that has experience in Horizon Europe or Horizon 2020, has success previously. So not just any random company. So this is part of the evaluation. And last, but this is applicable only for proposals that need to have a consortium, because there are calls that are mono beneficiaries. So for those that need to have a consortium, which are most of the Horizon Europe calls, we also see the quality of the proposed consortium partnerships. So the activities may start as soon as the grant agreement is signed from both sides, from Xjenza Malta and from your entity as well. So that was a high pass in a nutshell. Now let's move to the PF2MT, or the postdoctoral fellowship training scheme to Malta. So this scheme is specifically targeting the MSCA postdoctoral fellowship call. Okay, so this is individual call once a year, which aims to attract postdocs to Malta. So this scheme is supporting the travel and accommodation expenses for the postdocs, for the experienced researchers. So they need to have their PhD awarded to come to Malta and attend a master class that will be held in June this year. So we do this master class every year, and researchers from any nationality and any age that meet the eligibility conditions of the MSc postdoctoral fellowship call may apply. What we are funding, as I said, is the travel and accommodation, but is based on a flat rate. So for researchers that will be traveling from third countries, the funding is 2,000 euros. And for researchers that are traveling from EU member state or associated countries, is 800 euros. And the call will open in March. So how does it work? So you, as a Maltese researchers and innovators, you may be interested to host these PhD holders, these postdocs, and you, or of course the PhD holders, need to contact you and agree to work with you as a supervisor and apply together for the MSA postdoctoral fellowship call. The actual application is mostly in the hands of the postdoc. However, it is needed that you will be agreeing to support them as a supervisors. So then they submit the actual PF2MT application form. So it's not the supervisor, but it's the actual individual researcher that submits the short application form. However, I would then verify with you as a supervisor that you've been in contact and that you agreed to work together and submit this application together. Then the researchers come to Malta and attend the masterclass. And we'll be providing them with 50% of the financing once they attend the masterclass, and the rest 50% will be sent to them once they submit the actual proposal. So we'll be asking them for the proof of submission, and then they will receive the remaining balance of the funding. We are starting to collect now the interest, the expression of interest from supervisors from Malta to host the postdocs. So do contact me in case if you are interested, so that we can start actually the promotion, which is a worldwide promotion to attract relevant and excellent postdocs to come to Malta. So the next support scheme is the European Research Council support scheme. This scheme is targeted to those individual researchers that are interested to submit a proposal for ERC. ERC funds groundbreaking research, groundbreaking ideas with high risk, high gain high risk, high gain aspects in their proposal. And what we fund through the support scheme is mentoring activities and proposal writing trainings. So the actual scheme is split in two options. Option A is where we link you with the mentors. Okay, so it's not that you need to identify the mentors from before. Once you apply for the support scheme, you will need to provide the actual research idea that you have. And then once you are approved, we will send you a list of mentors, which we have we received from the European Commission. These mentors are all ERC grantees, or else they're panel members, so the actual evaluators of the ERC calls. The call is already open. Again, we have the call page here with all the documents, the templates available, and we'll have the cutoff on the 15th May, the first cutoff, and the final deadline on 25th September. This is in line with the actual ERC calls that are available this year and early next year, which are most of them August, September, and October, and then January next year. So the actual application form is very short. As I said, you include the project brief, and then if you intend to apply for option B, which is the actual training, you will need to provide quotation of the trainings that you may find online or on site. Again, these trainings can be anywhere in the world. We don't have any limitation about it. And once we receive your proposal, we do an administrative check and send for external evaluation. However, here we do not have a grant agreement, which is different than the high pass. So the actual process is even faster in terms of approvals. We do issue a letter of intent, and again we work with reimbursement. So you receive up to 100% reimbursement once you submit your final report, which is again based on a template that we have, the proof of submission through the funding and tenders portal, and the rest of the supporting documents, including the invoices and receipts. One thing that I want to say is that for the list of for the mentors, it's really big list. We have over 800 mentors, so do not worry. They cover all scientific fields, and it's very likely that you will find someone suitable that is linked exactly directly to your scientific area. Here we have up to 5,000 to pay these mentors. And you can use, if you wish, you can use part of this 5,000 to actually travel to the ERC grantee and meet in person, if you wish to, and visit, let's say, the labs and anything like that. Here, the mentors aim to provide you with scientific support as well as proposal writing support. So it's up to you how you wish to get help from the mentor. And for option B, the funding is up to 2,000 euros, and you can find online or on-site training that is specific for ERC proposal writing. And once again, we have the call page here with the rules and templates. So now I would give the floor to my colleague Tamara, who will present you the rest of the support schemes that we have for Horizon Europe.
Thank you, Lily. Hi, everyone. I'm Tamara. I'm National Contact Point for Culture, Creativity and Inclusive Society, as well as the New European Bauhaus and the Horizon Europe missions. Today, I'll be presenting the EIC support scheme. Essentially, what the EIC does is that, we're looking here at breakthrough innovation as well. So if you're interested in developing, a breakthrough product or service, probably the EIC is the instrument that you should be looking at. Next slide, please. So this is just a reminder for you to get the context of the different instruments under the EIC. So we have the Pathfinder, which here we're supporting early stage, product or service development. So we call it at earlier TRL level. Then the transition. So you have already something developed in your hands, etc. And then you have the EIC accelerator, where here you will be closer to the market. There's also the EIC Advanced Innovation Challenges. So here they also range at mid, project advancement maturity level. But here these are thematic as well. So there are quite a number of different instruments which the EIC support scheme from our end will assist you in supporting you at different stages. So the first, the Pathfinder. So the Pathfinder, you have the full proposal development. So we have a €10,000 grant for that to, of course, receive assistance at proposal stage from a reputable consultant. Then we have the transition as well. Here we're giving €10,000 for proposal development. And as well, if your proposal is good and it passes for the second stage, we have a €2,000 for the pitch coach. Then moving on, the accelerator. So here we are at a higher technological readiness level, we call it. You are reaching closer to the market. We have a bit of more extra help here. So €10,000 for proposal development. Then we also have €5,000 to assist you in business coaching, which is at first stage level. And also a pitch coach grant, which is of a €2,000 grant. So then there's also the advanced innovation challenges. And here we have proposal development assistance, proposal writing assistance capped at €10,000. And as well, if you go through, there's also, if you're invited for a pitch coach, we also have a €2,000 grant to assist you in that. The requirements, you need to have a concept note. You need to list 3 profiles of 3 different consultants. This is very important that you do your research well and you find 3 good profiles. Why? Because of course, they're helping you in developing your proposal. We suggest that you perhaps contact them a bit early so that you make sure that the budget also matches and see what they can offer you. And as well, of course, most probably you are generating economic activity as an organization. So here we would need you to also attach the de minimis declaration form. Once you submit, this also works via reimbursement. So once you submit, we would need a proof of submission. Similar to other schemes that you've heard presented by Lily, but also we would need as well the invoice of the consultant. Next slide, please. Yes, so what are the deadlines? The EIC support scheme is a bit particular because the deadline depends on the actual EIC deadline. So what should you do? Look at the different instruments, contact us. We can also guide you to identify the best EIC instrument for you. Is it Pathfinder? Is it the challenges? Is it the transition, etc.? And then the EIC support scheme deadline will be exactly 4 months before the Commission EIC deadline. So, for example, the Pathfinder challenge, this one is on the 28th of October. So our deadline will be on the 28th of June. You have the call webpage, so it's linked here. You will access it and you will see all the details with regards to the EIC support scheme there. But as you can see, we can support you at the different stages of any EIC strand. Next slide, please. So now that the EIC is done, I'm moving on to the Net2HE. Net2HE is called Horizon Europe Networking Support Scheme, and the aim of this scheme essentially is to help you expand your network in a bid, of course, to join a consortium and submit a Horizon Europe proposal. So yes, what do we support? We support Maltese participation in brokerage sessions or info days organized by the Commission that they are held abroad. Here, we want you to meet new people, expand your network, and of course, form consortia. Because a lot of these calls require you to partner up with at least 3 different partners from 3 different countries. Not all instruments, but there are Pillar 2, which where the majority of the budget is of Horizon Europe. You need to apply with partners, right? So these are opportunities that we want to give you to expand your network. Eligible costs. So we have €750 capping for the flights. You can go to events that are situated in EU member states or associated countries, such as Turkey, for example. And then the flight has to be in economy. as well. We also prefer direct flights. We want you to arrive there with the least hassle possible. So we prefer direct flights. And as well, this 750 euro covers the travel insurance. So 750 euro is a capping, which is, you know, you will be reimbursed to the cent, which is, we believe, more than enough to cover most travel requirements, because especially they're held in Europe, Brussels a lot. So this is the 750 euro capping. Then we have a subsistence allowance. You will be provided with 180 euro per night. This is a flat rate. And of course, the nights reflect the duration of the event or the days that you need to stay there as well. So this is most of the time worked out on a case-by-case basis. But we also have a limitation that an event cannot be more than 5 days long, and we can support you maximum of 5 nights. So if you exhaust the 750 euro flight, including the travel insurance, plus you stay there for 5 nights, the maximum total you can get is 1,650 euro. Of course, the reimbursement is done once you hand in the reporting documents, and the reporting documents will also go a bit very quickly over them. But yes, so that is essentially the support that we're offering. It's pretty straightforward. The application is quite simple. We even, you know, identify a list of suggested events. We upload it very often on our website. So these are pre-approved events from our end, but if you identify another event, which perhaps was off our radar, but we promise you we're very active and we're always, you know, looking out for these events for you. But you think it's an interesting event. It has a Horizon Europe networking element, so it cannot be a symposium or they're presenting a paper and sharing the results. It has to be something that is allowing networking, that especially we really, you know, events that mention Horizon Europe in their agenda are pretty much attractive and fall within the scope of the scheme. So you identify your event, you hand in your application at least 15 working days before the start of the event. If you identify an event 3 months ahead, send it as soon as you can. But the last day that you can hand in your application is 15 working days. With the application, you need to attach the agenda of the activities, the proof that your registration has been accepted. It is not a proof that you registered. Your registration has to be accepted, right? Because sometimes you register, you're put on a waiting list. That is not enough for us. The organizer has to approve your participation. And 3 flight quotations. So the quotations, you can even get a screenshot from a reputable flight scanning website. And of course, we prefer direct flights. Next slide, please. Some other important rules. The same individual cannot be supported more than 3 times, so 3 times per year for the same individual. That is the capping. The applications, again, to be handed in no later than 15 working days before the start. The payment will be effected upon presentation of the reporting documents, and the reporting documents should not be handed in later than a month after you return from the event. So you have a month to hand in the reporting documents. We also send reminders as well. But we suggest, you know, the sooner you hand in your reporting documents, the sooner we can process your reimbursement. Again, 1 person per organization can be funded for the same event. So you're welcome to go 2 people, but we can only fund 1 person. Okay, so the other person would have to seek some other methods for support. And very, very important, later incomplete application will not be considered, and this is the same for all of our support schemes. Next slide, please. So the reimbursement process, we have a travel report. It's on our website. With it, you attach the receipt of the flights, the boarding passes, and the receipt of the travel insurance. We will not ask for receipts of hotels. You have 180 euro capping, and you need to sort your accommodation, your transport, etc. And all documents, again, downloadable from our website. It is linked here, and this is more or less what the reimbursement of the travel expenses will look. We will reimburse in the organization's bank account. Next slide, please. Some upcoming events, you can also find them on our website. There is a successful R&I in Europe, in Düsseldorf, Germany, coming up in February. The thematic areas are health, culture, digital. It's covering all areas. They are doing it almost every year, this event. And there's the link for more information. The European Ocean Days, it's a really good event, and it's really, it targets a lot the ocean mission within Horizon Europe, especially. And then there's the NEB Festival. Even the Ocean Days and the NEB Festival, they're doing them every year. It will be in Brussels as well, between the 9th to the 13th of June, and it is about, regenerative architecture and the new European Bauhaus. State aid, just a very small note on state aid. If you fall within the scope of Article 107 TFEU, which means you identify that you carry out an economic activity, you need to attach our de minimis state aid form. So this is also found on our website and on our resources page. You need to declare the amount of aid you received in the past 3 years. This should not exceed 300,000. We will also double check this from our end, but of course you are required to be truthful and honest from where you have gotten aid in the past. But essentially that is it. All of our support schemes fall under the de minimis state aid rules. Of course, if you carry out an economic activity, if you do not carry out an economic activity, you do not need to fill in the state aid declaration form, except the initiative that Isabel is going to present very shortly, which is the WIDERA pre-screening. So that does not fall under state aid, but the other schemes, the 5 support schemes that come from national budget, fall within the rules of the de minimis state aid. So without further ado, I will hand in the floor to Isabel. We have just covered the 5 support schemes, and now Isabel is going to again share the amazing support that we get from the WIDERA project. In your hands, Isabel. Thank you.
Thank you, Tamara. Good morning. I'm the NCP for Widening Participation, ERA and EIT. Next slide. This is a new funded project, so the funds are coming directly from the European Commission, and that is why, taking on from Tamara, this does not fall under state aid rules. And essentially what the service is that we are pre-screening, offering a pre-screening service of your proposals. So when you are about to submit a proposal under Horizon Europe, and your proposal is nearly done, you can contact us. We will get you in touch with an expert in your scientific field. We have a long list of experts, nearly all of them are foreign, with a lot of experience, and they can review your proposal. Now, the limiting factor here is that you have to be a coordinator of a project or a work package leader to qualify for the service. So that is one of the limiting factors. Obviously, to be a coordinator, you have to be, you have to have quite some experience in Horizon Europe, but to be a work package leader is not that difficult. So I think quite a number of you can qualify for this service. Essentially, what the objective of this help is to improve the quality of your proposals and improve the success rates that Maltese entities have and will have in Horizon Europe. The service is offered for all the proposals that are submitted in Horizon Europe. That is all in all the areas. They are listed here. So if you have Pillar 2, which is like the biggest majority of proposals under Horizon Europe. You have the widening proposals, ERA, the EIC Pathfinder, the missions, and the partnerships. Next slide, please. The procedure is very simple. You need to put your details, essentially register in the Widera experts.eu portal. It will ask you to provide basic information like, your entity's name, what is your role. Essentially, as I said before, you have to be either a coordinator or a work package leader. You need to provide a brief, a small like executive summary of your proposal, and you need to list the keywords that best describe your proposal. This information will help us find the expert for you, because as I said, we have a long list of experts. We will go through the list and match them against your proposal, and then we will forward you a short list of the experts which we think fits best your project. So as I said, you need to register. Then obviously you will work on your proposal. When your proposal is in a very advanced stage, you will contact us. So we will set up the first meeting between the expert and yourself, and we will discuss, what is needed. Usually in this kind of meeting, you will describe your project. You will also tell us where you feel you have the weakest point. So the expert will focus on those areas of your proposal where you think you need some more help, and things like that. After the first meeting and after we confirm that the expert will work on your proposal, Xjenza Malta will sign an agreement with the expert. This is it contains an NDA as well, the terms of payment, etc. So that will be done from our end, and then the expert will start reviewing your proposal. After the review, obviously the expert will give you feedback. There can be more meetings between you and the expert, and after he or she gives you the feedback, you will finalize the proposal and submit it. Obviously, we will then move on to some reporting, which will be needed. So the expert will have to fill up like a report and submit it on the portal, and then Xjenza Malta will proceed with the administrative part, process the payment, etc. Obviously, we would very much like that you contact us at least 3 weeks before the deadline of the call. This is usually, this review is usually done at the very last, 2-3 weeks before the deadline. So we will have a number of pre-screenings being carried out at the same time. So obviously, we would need your cooperation in letting us know that you need this service as soon as possible, so we can, plan and give a good service to everyone. Because this, we understand that you would need time to finalize your proposal, but this service usually comes like just at the end before the call closes. So that's it about the service. This is about the services that we offer as national contact points. So we are a team of around 7 people at the moment, working on Horizon Europe. We do a number of services, like organize info days. We can help you find partners. We also can review your proposal, as I was explaining, but us ourselves also sometimes review the proposals and give feedback. Obviously, we work full time on Horizon Europe, so we have like the big picture. We see the big picture of the program, and we are here to help you. So we can sit with you, understand your needs, and hopefully be in a position to match your need with opportunities, with funding opportunities that we are aware of. So we do urge you to contact us and see the emails and newsletters that we send, because obviously we are here to help, and we our target is to have as much as possible increase the participation of Malta in Horizon Europe. If you have any questions, you can ask them here. You can speak if you want, or you can write them in the chat. I know that there are some questions already in the chat, and we can now start answering them. This is our generic email address. We see this and we monitor this every day. So be sure that we will see your queries, and then we will get back to you to help you and assist you where needed.
Thank you, Isabel. I think now we can see and address the questions that the participants might have. Just as a concluding kind of remark on all the schemes that we offer. Of course, all the schemes that we offer are suitable for Maltese representatives of Maltese legal entities. Okay, so in case we have any foreign participants here, these schemes are only applicable for Maltese legal entities. Okay, so any type of entities we are talking here, we are talking the academic and the non-academic sector inclusive. So let's see the questions now. Since I was sharing the screen, I could not see the questions in the chat, but you can put your questions in the chat, or you can also raise your hand and you can ask the questions verbally.
Lily, do you want me to read the questions just to help you out, or?
Yes, please.
So the first one is for you. For the ERC support scheme, may we apply for both option A and option B, please?
Yes, definitely. One applicant can apply for both at the same time by just simply clicking on both options in the template. So yes, by all means.
So there's another one for the ERC support. Can we use the budget under option A to meet the other PI for discussion?
Yes, but not exactly. So the mentoring, if this other PI is on the mentors list, okay, so this means that he or she should be in ERC grantee, okay, so we have the list of the grantees that agreed to be mentors, or else if it was a panel member, so ex-panel member evaluator, then yes, you can, once officially this mentor has agreed to be your mentor, you can use the budget of option A, which is up to 5,000 euros, to of course receive the mentoring online, or else you can travel to there, yes, and have discussions with the actual PI, ERC grantee, and do everything on site. So it's up to the actual applicant to decide how to use the 5,000 euros. But of course, the important thing is to receive the mentoring.
Okay, there's
So it's
another
not
one.
any PI that you can meet. Okay.
Someone who's already a grantee.
Mhm.
Okay. So there's another one for you, Lily. Now, in this case, is for HiPass from Judith. Just to confirm, the winning service provided selected through HiPass cannot be included in the consortium at a later stage of the proposal development. Is that correct?
Yes, it's conflict of interest. So the service provider should not be part of the proposal. Okay, so at no stage, because it will be conflict of interest. It should be that the partners, that the beneficiaries and the associated partners that are involved in the proposal should provide help for free. Should assist the actual proposal development and should not get paid from our support scheme. So here the aim is that you hire external proposal writer, external evaluator who will assist with the proposal development. And just one thing that I'm not sure if I mentioned in my slides is that in the proposal stage you need to propose three of those, at least three. You can propose more, but at least three proposal writers, proposal consultancies.
In fact, just to to continue on this point, there was a time that there was an applicant that did this, and we had to actually ask for the payment back, and we had to recoup the funds provided because the service provider was part of the consortium. So there is one for me from Geraldine. If we are required to have experience with project development, how does one become a new expert with schemes? Is experience of past schemes relevant? Um, I already replied, but to elaborate a little bit more, when you are applying for our schemes, we mostly ask for track records for businesses, consultants that are doing this service as their full time in a sense. So actually, applicants that had past experience in projects do not actually have the role of being this service provider. So you need to have a track record of doing this kind of activity as your um, work in a sense. I hope that I got the question right, Geraldine. If you want to elaborate more in the question, kindly ask. So another question, or the actual list was actually where are the events under Net2HE? Yes, this is updated nearly every week by Tamara, and even the actual list was presented here, the link. Then we have another question on ERC. Lily, do we need to include the 3,000 budget for the interview in the proposal?
No. So the additional 3,000 euros can come only if you're selected for the second stage of the ERC proposal. So you apply for the support scheme normally for either option A, option B, or both, okay? And then you submit the proposal to the commission, to the ERC executive agency. And then once you receive the results and you are hopefully notified that you are selected to proceed to second stage, okay, because most of the ERC calls have 2 or 3 stages of evaluation. So if you are invited to the second stage, which is an interview stage, then automatically you can notify us, and there is a very simple form that you just fill in, and you of course forward us the actual invitation for the second stage. We grant you the 3,000 euros, but again based on reimbursement, okay? So not in advance, but again based on reimbursement. So first we will notify you, yes, go ahead. Then you hire the help that you receive for the interview, and submit then again the invoices, and we reimburse those.
There's a comment. It would be nice to facilitate a permanent and tenured position for ERC grantees. I don't know if you can elaborate on this, Lily.
That is not the scope of the ERC support scheme, unfortunately. Yes, it's a very good idea, but of course, this is up to the entity to provide the contracts and the type of contracts.
So another one about ERC. Do researchers applying to ERC need to have a PhD?
Yes, it is a requirement. However, now there is the so-called synergy ERC call, which is not individual. So, okay, we are talking ERC is mostly individual grants. Okay, so we have the starting, consolidator, and advanced. And now from this year, we also have ERC plus grants. Okay, which is something that we'll be promoting shortly, because it's something new. But for the synergy grant, which requires 2 to 4 PIs, interestingly, there is no requirement to have a PhD. However, it is assumed somehow that since typically ERC requires to have a PhD, the starting grant is now from this year, again, this is something changed from 0 to 10 years after you receive your PhD. The synergy does not have this official requirement, but I would suggest that it's rather advisable to have it.
There was a question about Creative Europe funds, which obviously, unfortunately, are not part of our remit, and this was addressed by Tamara. Another question to you, Lily. Once the three quotations are provided for the consultant writing the proposal, is there a criteria on the selection of the consultant, or we can choose any?
Mhm. So we do not require the three quotations as such. At the proposal stage, the template stage of HiPass, we require that you list them, you do a marketing research, okay? So it could be that you ask quotations, but it could be that you just get in touch and you ask approximate price or availability and so on. The thing is that why we don't require the quotations is by the time that we have the HiPass proposals evaluated and the grant agreement is signed, it might take some time. So maybe these quotations will expire. So once you have the actual grant agreement, then you should get in touch back with those three that you are proposing and then follow your internal rules. If your organization is requiring three quotations, then you do and then you follow the organizational rules. However, the external evaluation will be based on these three that you propose. So, in some cases, they might say this particular company does not have the necessary experience, the other one has more, and so on. And yes, it's advisable to work with one of those three. It could be exceptionally accepted that you work with another one, but it's better not. So try to get the quotations from those three that you proposed.
In fact, adding to this, there was in the past there was someone that applied, I think, to the IC scheme, and they got the actual track record. But then, when it came to the actual quotation, what was being asked by the service provider wasn't, in a sense, fitting our funds, because some even ask for a success rate. So it's good to understand even the technicalities of how certain service providers are paid, because obviously we can only fund a lump sum, not success fees as well. So be aware of this. So going and asking for an actual quote will even help you to understand the the actual technicalities of payments then. So I think this is also dovetails to the next question by Geraldine again. The question was, if you require everyone to be involved in past projects, how does one even gain experience? It kind of closes off the possibility of new experts, proposal writer from learning and joining the market. Example, if an experienced business professional wanted to start working in this field, why not is possible at all? As even remarked by Lily, at the end of the day, the actual evaluation of the proposals is being done by our evaluation board with is an external team, and we ask for track record. And obviously, if someone is new in the business, it could be highlighted that it would need more time, maybe, to have more experience, and it could be that someone else will be pinpointed to be selected for that process. So I understand the question. Obviously, we are want to give the best value for the money being provided. But at the end of the day, these are national funds, and we will always try to fund someone to get experience. But obviously, if someone gains experience over time, then can actually apply to be part of our service providers that are giving service to our schemes. Another one for Lily. Could you confirm that we are able to select a consultancy provider outside of the three suppliers proposed in the HiPASA based on their proposed offer?
Once again, it is you need to ask and require the quotations from those three that you listed. In case that there is some problem, like they refuse or the price is increased in the meantime or something like that, you should come to me on case by case basis. And then, yes, it is possible if it is justified, well justified, but otherwise, we do not recommend that because the actual high pass application has been evaluated based on those three.
So yet again, it's not just going on their websites, getting the details, and there's no like conversation with these kind of service providers. Make sure that there's already a link, because it could be that yet again, when you discuss the actual quotation, you might not see them fit for the scheme there. So make sure that you have done the full circle before applying with our schemes. So that was the last question. So let's wait maybe 1 minute if there's someone else, or else we can close off the event.
In the meantime, what I can add is that through the support schemes that we offer, basically we try to cover all the cycle. So with Net2HE, you can use it as a start when you don't know how to find partners, how to join consortiums. You don't have yet the networks yet, so that is quite suitable. It's also suitable even after, if you already, let's say, you are going to be the coordinator, but you're looking for other partners, so you can use it even in that way. Then we have the wider review for almost all proposals apart from pillar one. Okay, so ERC and MSA cannot be, and research infrastructures cannot be evaluated from that support. However, all the rest where you are work package leader or coordinator, then we have the high pass for all coordinators, including the mono beneficiary actions. So even ERC, MSCA included, CSAs as well. And ERC and PF2MT and EIC support schemes, these are very targeted to these particular calls.
Okay.
So yes, we also have a feedback form, which you just should see on your screen. So we will appreciate your feedback before leaving. And in case if there are any other pending questions, raise your hand or put them in the chat now. You can always contact us after for further clarifications or discussions on not only on the schemes, but for any Horizon Europe call that you might be interested.